Hi everybody, welcome to another impromptu Monkey Island Madness. Um, I got trigger-headed into streaming, and I was just getting ready to ink my Inktober drawings. So this is pretty rough, but it'll work. We'll make it work. And I am taping this live over at Ustream TV. I do not edit, and I am talking to a live audience. So I don't know, Judy. Anyway, the little guys that I drew today were Chip and Dale, and not the stripper Chip and Dale guys, the cartoon guys. So here we go. We're going to start inking. I need to get this at more of an angle. Hang on, let me get my kneaded eraser. So I hope you guys are arting while I'm doing this. I'm just using a 01 micron pen to ink, and that's generally what I do on these. And then I go back with the bigger nibs if I need to later. So I guess we lost CB in the move from Carol TMT's to here. And Judy, I may get out some pens after I finish this. And show you what I'm talking about. We were talking about dip pens over at Carol TMT's this morning. And Judy Patootie got herself some nibs. And all those nibs, in my opinion, are made pretty inexpensively. The ones at the art store, however, are not inexpensive to buy anymore. I bought myself some at Meinigers when I was in Denver, and I was shocked at how much they had gone up. You're the culprit? That's okay, Suzanne. You're working, Cass. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, I was shocked at how much dip pens, the price of dip pens, had gone up. But they're all pretty inexpensive, but they all have a finish on them when you buy them. So, I mean, you could probably try dipping them in some acetone or mineral spirits and see if that helps. But normally what I do is I just take I have an emery board that I keep here. It's old and it's nasty, and I use it for everything, and there's almost no grit left on it. But just use a real fine emery and go over the point of it. And don't do a lot. I mean, but it's metal, so it's you're not gonna sand a bunch of it off. Just enough to take that coating off it. And I can't believe that they don't sell instructions that say, you know, like you have to prep the nib a little bit. Not hard, just you have to know to do it. Right? Inking these is pretty darn easy. It's the drawing them that takes a while. Hi, Monique. Yeah, brushes also have sizing on them, so. But usually, you know, like with brushes, you're going to stick them in water or something anyway, so you don't realize that, yeah, that it's going to impact the way they work the first couple times. They really are cute, these little guys. Actually, one of my friends from Texas asked for this. You're going to do Chippendale, aren't you? And Eileen's not here, right? When I tweet this, I'm actually going to tweet this for everybody, right? And then I'm going to tweet a real Chippendale stripper guy for Eileen and tell her the drawing is for everybody else. Here's her Chippendale. Because she's such a perv. You can tell her I said that too. Alright, he's done except for the black. This one's face I had a little bit harder time on. I don't know why. Well, partly because I wasn't working that hard at it. You guys think it's funny I called Eileen a perv. Is Tom and Jerry on the list? I'm sure they are. Here's the list right here. Actually, I'm going to do 2 drawings today. Yep, Tom and Jerry are on the list. Because this one I may not post until tomorrow, believe it or not. Because I had another drawing done in anticipation of having to go to Joplin with Robert. You know, I thought we'd have more doctor's appointments, so I had drawn one ahead. And so my pages are going to be out of order. So I don't know what I'm going to post today. Which one? Probably this one. Alright, I've got something really goofy here. Alright, that'll work. When I have a line like this, I hate to pick up my pen. It was supposed to be raining here today. I mean, they said we were going to get a ton of rain. Start using your parallel pens. Yeah, those are great for practice for calligraphy, Suzanne. The parallel pens, they are really good for practice. I am so bad, Jan. Hi, by the way. I am terrible. Hi, Christy. In my head, out my mouth. What can I say? I'm trying to keep it so you guys can see. I didn't have a whole lot of room to work with here because I drew the giant version today. This other tooth is where I had trouble. That'll be all right. Got quiet in here. And I am looking at the drawing as I'm doing this, or yeah, my reference as I'm doing this, so all of a sudden you feel your pain. Zentangles too. Okay, well that's cool. Oh, hi Debbie. Bye Debbie. She must be at a show today. Oh, I know what I'm forgetting. I'm gonna get out of the 505 and do their little eyebrows or eyelashes or whatever. All right, let's see. Checking to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything before I erase, because I'm going to erase my pencil lines now and go back in and touch up. Hi CB. She is at a show. Okay, cool. Well, I hope she does well. I'm just using a crappy old magic rub. They are my favorite. And I draw with paper in between the back, because when I learned the hard way. Um, when I start coloring in the areas, I have some bleed through, and it did go through a couple of my sheets, which really hacked me off. Sorry if I was off screen. Oh, and CB had asked me about if I found anything cool at Walmart yesterday. Actually, I did find two cool things. I had wanted some smaller sheet protectors for a small notebook that I had gotten. And they had those, and they were only like $2.74 a package, I think. So I got some of those. And another cool thing, and I was just headed for the checkout. And by the way, I love Walmart self-checkout. You can go in there, you can shop, and you never have to talk to a single person. But they had Elmer's Extreme Glue, and I love these glue sticks. They had them on sale for 75 cents a package. So I got two cool things yesterday down at the Walmarts. You don't know how hard it is for me to go there. Oh my God, I hate going to Walmart. And I won't even, the one that's closest to me, which is 11 miles, well, 12 about, I think. I thought it was 20, but it's not. It's 11. That store has made me so mad, I've quit going there almost entirely. I go there for Robert's medicine. Otherwise, I cannot go in that Walmart anymore. So I had to drive quite a ways. But it's just such a nicer Walmart. The produce, I don't know why, the produce is always better. I think it's just managed better is what it is. So yeah, that was my fun stuff at the Walmarts. And then stuff to eat, of course. Yeah, go down to the Walmarts. That's what they say around here. Yep, going down to the Walmarts. But at least I found cheap glue. I'm going to move this. Clean it up. Well, I live, like in between. I have really three choices for Walmart. I can drive into Grove, which is the closest. Miami, Oklahoma is where I went yesterday. It's a really nice big Walmart. Your selection there is so much better. They have a good craft area, great school supply area. It's just a better Walmart. Produce is better. Everything's better. Or I can drive into Veneta, and it's a real small store, but it's managed very well. And I think the people over there are far more helpful. Like, I've asked them to order some things for me. Yeah, they were much more helpful. And I don't know if you know that. If Walmart doesn't carry a product that you want, the manager can order it for you. I'm trying not to go back in and add highlights later, like on these hats. I'm trying to draw them in originally rather than go back and add them later. I don't know why. It doesn't probably matter. Other than I don't think it ever looks as good. I'm not reading chat, so if you're talking to me, be sure and put it in caps or I'll miss it. All right. Let's see what else. I'm going to shade him darker. Oh, I got to do their little mouths. I'll do the 3 for that. He looks goofy because of the coloring on him, but it'll be all right. I guess I could do him light shading. All right, do I have all the blacks? I forgot to leave the highlight up there. Oh well, we'll figure it out later. All right. And for shading, all I'm using is a woodless graphite. It's a General's woodless graphite pencil. You can get them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever. This is a 2B, so it's a real soft lead pencil. I don't know if you guys can hear the acorn sit in the house. It's really windy here today. Oh, I forgot to darken their cane. That's what I forgot. I'm going to do it with the 3. I probably should have used a straight edge for this, but I didn't. I will try and leave the highlight on this. I might have, my eyes aren't good enough, but yeah, I'll just leave the highlight like that. Okay, that looks better. Jean's still logged on over at Carol's. You think she went to sleep over there? Why would you think that of Jean? I sure didn't want to get up this morning. And I think the cat lost my tortillon. Ooh, you have to have neck surgery? Mm. All right, let me see if I've got a decent one here. I think the cat took mine somewhere and played with it. I had a one out here that I really liked, but oh well. If I leave anything on the table overnight, she thinks it's hers. And if I think this is too dark, I'll go in and pick it up with a kneaded eraser. But yeah, I wanted a little bit of color. I probably should have made a copy because my plan actually is to color some of these after Inktober is over. I think I'll color in his bow tie a little bit just to make it stand out. Oh my gosh, Suzanne, good luck to you. That's so hard to be in chronic pain. I had a brother that lived in chronic pain. That's so hard. All right, and I think I am going to do him, only I'm going to do him a little bit lighter. So I'm going to get out a different pencil. That 2B lays down too much lead, so I'm going to, or graphite, so I'm going to see if I've got another one in here. What did I do with my other one? Hmm. I suppose I could actually, that's a 3B. Oh, here's one that'll work. See what it is. Yeah, it's B. This one won't lay down quite so much lead. Oh, my other one was right here in front of me. What a dope I am. They're both the same. You can tell I like these kind of pencils a lot. And I'm just really doing this lightly. Don't want a lot on here. Did you hear my stomach growling? Stinky boy ate, but I didn't. I probably will have pizza for breakfast. be lighter. All I'm doing is erasing off my blunt Tortillion so I can control the graphite. You got to keep going. That's true, Suzanne, and I like that that attitude because yeah, you don't have a whole hell of a lot of options, and that's how my brother was. He got hurt. I think bronc riding. Well, two. One was after his surgery, he always had pain in his neck, and then he was like roping cattle. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Something he shouldn't have been doing because he wasn't a goat roper or nothing. And he hurt his back or his neck. And he was miserable for years. Yeah, one light, one dark. That'll be good. I'll clean it up after I'm done here. They're definitely cuter in color because his nose is bright, bright red. I think I'm going to go ahead and make it the same color as him. But his nose is bright red. So sometimes the color would be nice. But oh well. There's Chip and Dale for you. Now I'm just using the Mono Zero Tombow Eraser. To clean up where I've gone outside the lines. When you have graphite on the pencil on the paper like this, it's not a good idea to brush off with your hands, even though I just did it. Because you'll smear it all over if it's pretty heavy, like that one was. Alright, let's see where my lines aren't connecting real nice. I know by now you guys are going, oh my god, enough is enough. Alright, let me see how they're looking. They're probably good enough for government work. Alright, I don't see anything else that I've goofed up too bad. I think they'll be okay. Hi, Nina Beaner. Hi, Tam. Gosh, I haven't seen you in a long time. Okay, just was checking back in with chat. I still have to decide what I'm going to do about the lettering. I don't know what I'm going to do about the lettering. I'm just going to blow it off today. Pretty much everybody should know who Chip and Dale is, right? I could put their names up in their hat. I'm thinking. All right, anyway, you're super busy. Good for you, Tam. Going to grad school, good on you. I'm just feeling like putting words in this because I did it so big in the border this time. I'm really thinking I'm not gonna, unless I put like Chip and Dale. I could do that, do Chip on this side, Dale on this side, and then in the middle or something. But I'm feeling right now like if I add lettering, I'm gonna garbage it up. And I'm not okay with that. All right, and then let me think about, should I show you the other one that I've got drawn? I'm going to pull out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. I don't know, I guess I don't have to. Tam, I've been doing Inktober, and I like to pick like a theme. They have prompts, but I like picking a theme. And so this year I did vintage cartoons. So for me, vintage cartoons is like anything from when I was a child. I am messing with the camera, so most of you, I think, have seen all of them. Do you want me to flip through them real quick? I could do that real quick. I have to finish the border. And I have to look up what year they came out and who drew them. I think they are a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, but I wouldn't bet my life on that. But I think they are. I'll look it up here in just a second. And I did the border mostly so that the whole set looks contiguous, you know, like they belong together. So I did the perforated edge. So that's the similarity between each of the pages. No, I draw them. Yeah, I'm trying to, you know, that's the whole idea about Inktober, is trying to get better at drawing. So it's slow. I mean, it's faster this year than it was last year, but last year I think my topic was a lot harder. The vintage toys, I think it was a lot harder. This is pretty much just line art. It's not hard. You want to see the other one? Oh, you want to see the other one I did? It's just drawn. It's not inked yet. No, I'm going to save it because I don't know which one I'm going to do. I guess I could show. No, I don't know. I'm going to save it. Surprise you guys later. Thank you, Nina. You know, I truly think it's a skill that anybody can learn. Um, I really do. Um, I just think it's a skill you can learn. You just have to, I think, be committed and want to do it. So, okay, I'll just flip through them all real quick. This is probably going up today. Either that or the other one. And I haven't decided yet. I need to add something to the other one. So this, I'll just flip through it real quick. And you do one drawing a day. So, and I'm trying to do the cartoons lettering along with the cartoons. So I don't know, a lot of you may not even remember some of them. They're old. This is Little Lulu from 1935. I might want to pull out a little bit more. Yep, Little Lulu. I love Little Lulu. Tweety and Sylvester from 1942. That's a Warner Brothers cartoon. And these are by no means perfect, you guys. If you look at these next to the original art, you would be going, oh boy. Popeye, I like this one. I like the lettering on this one as much as anything. And then Eileen is such a whiner that she complained that I only did Olive Oil's head and not her whole body. So I went ahead and did an Olive Oil. And I did it at the back of the book. I didn't count it as one of the Inktobers. But I did Olive Oil's full body because Eileen is a whiner. And this one is, yeah, you can tell that it's pretty bad. Look at her hand. That hand is horrible. But that's okay. I mean, I recognize I'm learning, and I try not to be too hard on myself. So, and there's Dumbo. I did this on stream. Or at least I did the lettering, the inking and the lettering. This is 1941. Elmer Fudd. This one, the circles are horrible because I freehanded the circles. I should have got out a template, but I didn't. I freehanded them, and yeah, look at what you get. It's Elmer Fudd and Bugs. I guess I could come down a little bit. Dennis the Menace. This is Robert Vaughn. See what I'm talking about, the bleed through? That's why I have to have paper in between. So rough was hard, I have to say. Dennis was not that hard. Rough was very hard. Betty Boop. Betty Boop was pretty easy, actually. The lettering, I think, was probably harder than the drawing on this one. It does take continual practice, for sure. Betty Boop. My mom loved Betty Boop. This is, so far, I think, the favorite one I've drawn. I don't know why, but I love Pogo. I really do. This one, I just think, came out so well. I really like it. And I spilled coffee on it, so that's why it's dirty. Oh, well. Speedy Gonzales. And sometimes I've had to resize these, you know, like my original art is bigger than what I'm drawing or whatever. So I've had to kind of resize them. But I like Speedy okay. He's 1953. Fairly older than me. This is my least favorite, but I think it may be my best favorite when I add color. And she was so much detailed, I had to use a real fine pen. But I think when I add color to Tinkerbell, I'll like Tinkerbell. And I did like Tinkerbell's lettering. Petunia and Porky. I love these, but they're not my favorites. And somebody told me that the family liked this on Twitter or Facebook or somewhere, but I never found it. So, but that made me feel good. Hi, Grammy. Anyway. And Mr. Magoo. He's 1949. And I like this one because Mr. Magoo was blind, or very severely nearsighted, right? And that was the premise of the whole cartoon, and he got into crazy, crazy stuff because of his blindness. And here he's driving a car. So you got a blind guy driving a car. So that was probably my favorite thing about Mr. Magoo here. Rocky and Bullwinkle, pretty typical, pulling Rocky out of a hat. And this one I could have added Natasha and her husband, and yeah, there's a lot of characters. Here's Roadrunner. This is not my favorite, but I'm not a huge Roadrunner fan, so thanks, Tam. But anyway, I like Roadrunner's face, sticking his tongue out, but yeah, I'm not. It's not horrible, it's just not my. Boris, yeah. Just not my favorite. I like Pinocchio. I could have done this a lot of different ways. Oh, and I haven't been telling you the years. Roadrunner, believe it or not, is 1948. That's old. Rocky and Bullwinkle. Apparently, I didn't look that up. I didn't write anything down. What the heck is the matter with me? I know it's old, though. Pinocchio is 1940, Walt Disney Productions, and it was based on an original story by Carlos Collodi, I guess, from 1883, believe it or not. He was hard because I didn't know if I should draw him with a short nose or a real long nose or what. So, but yeah, I decided to draw him as the marionette rather than the little boy. Nancy, this is definitely from my childhood. I read Nancy cartoons. She was a syndicated comic from 1938. Ernie Bushmiller. I like this one. I think I did a really good job on this one, frankly, and I like the lettering. So I like to give myself kudos when I think I did a good job, but I think I did a good job on Nancy. Yogi Bear. This one, honestly, the cartoon characters were not that hard. I loved doing the lettering. The lettering was a ton of fun, but it was this damn basket. Getting a perspective on this basket about drove me over the edge. I about chose a whole different page because of that damn picnic basket alone. And the cake is not real good. You know, you can see the sandwich isn't great, but yeah, it is what it is. Yogi Bear is from 1958. He's just barely younger than me. And there's Richie Rich. I don't know how many of you remember Richie Rich. He was the poor little rich kid. He's from 1953. He's drawn by Alfred Harvey and Warren Kramer. And his girlfriend's name was Gloria. Winnie the Pooh is actually on the list, Jan. The problem I'm having is, do I do all the characters? Because I want to do each one of them. I want to do Winnie the Pooh. I want to do Eeyore. I want to do Tigger. You know, it's just like, oh, God, do I cram them all in one drawing or what? So, but I like Richie Rich. I like the lettering on Richie Rich. Yeah. Curious George. This one was probably the easiest one I've done, except getting perspective on books and stuff, but yeah. Plus, too, I did it on grid papers, so if I ever have difficulty deciding if a line needs to be straight or something, I have the dots that I can go back and compare against, you know, like put up something straight against it and say, oh, well, that's at about a 45 degree, you know, like I'm really thinking about this as I'm doing it, because it doesn't come naturally to me. I have to work at this. Yeah, Richie Rich, yeah, and he's been in movies now, and what was it? Macaulay Culkin played him in a movie or something, but yeah, I read his comic books all the time as a kid. But Curious George, probably the easiest. And this one I have to figure out if I'm going to put the name on it or not. Maybe I'll just put him in the hat. I don't know. So that's where we're at today. And we are on day 21. And see, I have it on, my little pencil is 22, but that's because I have a drawing in between that I'm not going to show. You guys are just going to have to wait. Sorry. Sorry, Charlie. So that's Inktober, and I'm proud of myself that I have actually done it every day. I'm one ahead. Actually, two ahead if you count the extra olive oil I did. And I probably, when I'm done, will bind these all in a book. Thanks, Jan. Well, Jan, you know, if you were looking at the original and looking at this, like, okay, his face, oops, where did it? All right, if you put his face next to the original, his face is close, but it's not perfect. They're bow ties. You know, like I was looking at the original going, oh no, you got that angle wrong or you did this wrong. But I'm not going to start from scratch and I'm not going to beat myself up because the whole thing about this was do it and learn. And I think being disciplined for me is a good thing that, you know, I make myself do it every day. And some days it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. But nope, I'm going to do it. Thanks, you guys. I'm so far pretty darn proud of myself. I think I've done okay. And I know for a fact that my drawing skills have improved. They have improved, no doubt about it. So, but I will bind them in a book. And some of you are new. I wonder where my, I was going to say, I'll show you last year's Inktober if you want. Oh, there it is. Do you guys want to see last year's? And I think just looking at the two and comparing them, well, I don't know. It's hard to say because the content is so different. I did not draw that pen. That is a stamp. But I did the lettering. And this one I'll pull out because I did this one I did portrait, this one I'm doing landscape. So, but they're about the same size drawings. They're 4 1/4. Well, this is 4.5 by 5.5 by 4 1/4. This one's 4 1/4 by 5.5. So last year my theme was vintage toys. Inktober 2016. This one I just drew. There, I didn't have any anything that I was looking at. I just drew the blocks and the bear and the ball and everything because I was going to do vintage toys. And I was going to do the border on this one, and that was too labor intensive, so I said, nope, not doing it. And last year I did front and back on the pages. I wish I hadn't done that, frankly. But anyway. For day number 1, like a dumbass. Oh, no, this is day number 2. I picked jacks. That was very hard. Yeah. The angle of the jacks, that was very hard. But I like it. And another thing, looking back, you know, like a year later looking back, one of the things I like about this is the shading that I did with the pencil on the ball and the highlight. I think the ball is probably the best thing of this whole one. And then cooties. I'm trying to get this straight for you guys. Cooties, because my camera's crooked. So, do you guys remember cooties? And again, I tried to do some of the lettering. This was actually a game that was sent to me. Didi actually sent it to me. And on this one, this is why I didn't want to use whiteout. Last year, I did use some whiteout. Can you see where it's shiny? Where I messed up and I had to go back in and white out. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want corrections. And Barrel of Monkeys. That one was kind of hard. The barrel was easy. The monkeys were hard. Because they don't really have faces. They were molded plastic, you know. But this one, the most thing I'm proud of, I think, is the lettering. The lettering came out really good. And I wish I had the toy to show you. I don't know where it is. Let's see. Oh, yes, it is. Here's the little toy. This is what I drew off of. That was the little card game for Dr. Quack. I didn't remember it either, CB, but if Dee Dee had sent me this, somebody had sent it to her. And so she sent it to me, and I just thought it was very cool. So that's what I drew off of. And a Slinky. I think I got more comments on this drawing than any other drawing I did. People loved the Slinky, and look at it, it's crazy. It drove me crazy, but it's just lines, is all it is. And shading. But it came out okay, right? And a little xylophone. And one of those pull toy dogs. And a pinwheel. I think this was the easiest one I did. And Jack in the Box. I love this one. I really like this one a lot. The toy truck is horrible. I did not get my angles right. But, you know, drawing angles in perspective is not as easy as you think. And I did use a ruler on this. And that's probably why my angles got all jacked up. But do it and learn, you know. The robot. I love the robot. God, I haven't looked at these in a long time. And the pull telephone by Fisher-Price. And a lot of this isn't drawing. See, that's all shading. If you can see that. Like the indents in his wheels and stuff. That's all shading. That's not drawing. And I'm not doing as much shading this year. And the symbol monkey, my grandmother had one of these at her house. So I went in search of the monkeys. The one thing I loved about doing this one was the pattern of his pants and the wrinkles and the shadow. I loved doing that. That was really fun. I'd love to do more pattern material. That was a real learning curve. And it came out good, so I was happy about that. The top is a little wonky, but that's okay. They can't be all really good. Drum, wooden train. The wooden train is kind of hard. That's one of those metal ducks. These were all very colorful too. Like this one, I remember the original that I was drawing off of. It was rusty because it was real old, but it was yellow and green. It was very, very colorful. So I had to somehow figure out how to get the pattern on his cheek with pencil rather than color. So it was good for me. And here's the bear. The bear is hard to see. That was easy too. Ball and paddle. Gumby. And Pokey. I love Cupid. And a riding horse. Are you guys just being quiet, or did my chat stop? Yep, my chat stopped. Let me reload chat. I have no chat. But everything else looks okay. Okay. Okay, you guys have been Yakking. I wasn't seeing a thing you were saying. Hi, Josie. We're just looking at last year's Inktober. Old Maid. This was another one. There was a ton to choose from. Oh my God, there had been a gazillion versions of Old Maid, but I think I remembered having this version. Um, so, and this is one of the green military men. And see how you can see the ink through the background? That's why I was pissed off. And this year decided to do one-sided only. And a little airplane. And the troll. I love the troll. I've used this troll a couple times, actually. I love her face. I think I did really well on her face. I will say that. Because that's all shading. And her toes, and yeah. That's all done mostly shading, believe it or not drawing. So, and pick up sticks. This one was really hard, too. Because I tried to do them exactly like they were in the reference art that I was using. So, Raggedy Ann, she was fun. Her clothing and stuff I didn't do so well. But, oh well. She's still cute as hell. Roller skate. I had roller skates like that. And then the last one was the sock monkey in a pumpkin for Happy Halloween. And then I had things planned out to do a tricycle, an old car, a gyroscope, a rubber duck, stackable pole, a Duncan yo-yo, a rocket, an erector set, a Viewmaster, dominoes. So I had tons of ideas. I could go ahead. Yeah, the sticks are a tangle pattern. Isn't that the truth? And I have not bound this yet either because I kept thinking, well, I'll go back and do the dominoes. I've actually drawn colored dominoes somewhere else. So that was last year's Inktober, and this is this year's Inktober. I will take these out of this cover. I think I'm going to reuse this cover for something else. I'll redraw a new cover. Something about cartoons, Inktober or something. So, thanks, CB. You never had a Raggedy Ann? I don't know if I did either. Some things I don't remember. The thing I remembered, and I don't know why I didn't draw her, was Barbie. Oh my God, I was a Barbie fanatic. But I had 5 brothers, so if you can imagine what all my dolls looked like they didn't have arms, they had haircuts, they redid their makeup, like all my dolls were trashed. So, yep. So thanks, you guys. This can be put away. I'm afraid that, well, I'm not going to draw this before the end of the year anyway because I got too much other stuff going on. All right, maybe I'll just go ahead and stop this one here. And do some ink drawing. Toy Story dolls. I did have story dolls, you know, like they were just like this big, like maybe 2 inches high, and they came with a story. And are those the ones you're talking about? Because I did have some, and each one came with a little story. And I remember one, she was blonde, and she had short blonde curly hair, and she came in light blue polka dot pajamas with a bonnet on her head. Oh my God. I love them. All right, and so I said I was gonna, I don't know if I should do a separate recording. Nah, I'll just go on and do this. All right, and we were gonna talk about dip pens and nibs and stuff for for Judy Patootie. I'll just get all my pens out. Boy, does that need dusting. Woo, baby. And I do have glass pens. If you want to see them, Suzanne, I'll get them out. Suzanne just got one or just ordered one or something. Yeah, great toys. Anyway, this is just a box of pens. I keep the nib handles and the my calligraphy pens in here. So this over at Carol's, I'd asked CB about a nib holder if I'd made her one. This was just an ingenious thing. A lot of you have seen it. Dee Dee has one. Queen Pam made the original one, and she said she found it somewhere else, but I don't know. But all it is a piece of corrugate, and the nibs slide right in the corrugate filler. It's ingenious to me. So I made a couple of them and sent one to Dee Dee, one to CB, and one to Eileen. They were pretty simple, and they're just a matchbox fold. So yeah, there's the nibs. And then these are all the fountain pens and calligraphy pens. But anyway, these cheap handles, of course, they're not so cheap anymore either. I have one here that has the price I paid on it. This one I paid 30 cents for. I probably had it 1,000 years. I thought one I paid 89 cents for. Yeah, I paid 59 cents for this handle. And I bought it like at an art store, but I've had it so many years. This one, obviously, I need to clean really good and sand. This one I need to sand and clean. This one's not going to want to let go. There. Oh, so you haven't gotten it yet, Suzanne. Oops. Hang on. I'm messing with this handle. There's lots of different kinds. Like this is a plastic one. I don't know. I've had it forever. And it just, the nibs just slide in and out. That one I didn't dry before I put it away, obviously. So, anyway. And then here's my glass pen handles. These, to me, are not that comfortable to use, honestly. This nib is glued on, so I only have the one nib. That's it. That's all you've got. I like being able to, I don't know what that's in there for, change out my nibs. So, you know, maybe you got a different kind, Suzanne, but this is just like for letter, you know, like writing a letter or something like that, not necessarily calligraphy, because you're going to get a real fine line with that. But I'll pull it out and use it. I don't care. And then I believe it was Janice Johnson, and I'm going to feel terrible if it was somebody else, but I believe it was Janice, sent me this one, where the entire thing is glass, and this is twirled up here, and that's what acts as your ink reservoir. But again, you get a single size. Can you see that? No. Yeah, it's like single size nib. That's it. That's all you get. It has a glass nib. Okay, so it's going to be like this one. And your ink reservoirs actually twist in the glass. So we can play with those. And Judy Patootie, when you get new nibs, I haven't even played with them yet, but I just ordered these. I didn't order them. I bought them when I was in Denver. When you get these, they have something on them. I don't know. You don't see it or anything, but I always take like an emery board or something and rough that metal up a little bit, and you'll get better results from your pen. So I hope that helps you, because I don't think the ones you got at Walmart should act any different than this. So just sand them up, rough them up a little bit, and you're not going to take off any of the metal. So, but now that I've done it, I'm going to go ahead and do both of them. And if that doesn't work well enough, I'll do it again. So, move the pen box. You guys think I need some more pens? My God, I need my head examined is what I need. All right, I'll yank out some ink. Okay, and the nice thing about dip pens and stuff like that is you can pretty much use any kind of ink with them and just clean it up. Not true with fountain pens. With fountain pens, you've got to be a little bit more careful with the inks you use. They have to be designed for use in fountain pens. But you can use fountain pen inks with dip pens. So that's the advantage, is you have a lot more choice. You cannot put... I moved all my stuff, so I'm looking for my inks, you guys. Because I tried to do like with like. Now I'm not sure what I did with all my inks. And I haven't used them for a long time. Wonder what I did with them. Hang on. They can't be very far. Here's some ink up here. I'm going to have to get up and get them. There's some inks. Okay, you can't put this Bombay ink, for example, into a fountain pen. But you can use it with dip pens. You want some brown ink. And inks are funny things, you guys. You can buy just the pigment and mix your own, or buy it pre-mixed or whatever. And you can get real expensive inks, or you can get inexpensive inks. I have some of each. I bought myself some really nice fountain pen ink, and it does make a difference in how it flows. It really does. So, yep. We'll just get out some different colors here, and I got out like a Dr. P.H. Martin and a Liquitex, and I'll get out some fountain pen. Here's some brown calligraphy. This is Sumi ink. It's mixable. It's very expensive. My friend sent it to me. I haven't used it in years. But yeah, you can just buy the pigments and mix them in water too. So for practice, I would say any of the inexpensive inks are fine. But do not put these in your fountain pens. What about Martin's? You know, any of these inks like this are going to be about the same. I don't know that there's any advantage in any of them. I suppose if I was doing art that was going to be out in the sunshine or something, that would probably help me make my decision. But as far as flow and stuff like that, they're all about the same. Um, but yeah, whether or not it's light fast and permanent and stuff like that. Most inks are permanent. Um, like here's what they say on this: light fast and waterproof, pigmented India ink, holds the line without spreading, flows smoothly without tip drying, non-clogging. So, and these come with the little droppers, right? So, and then this one does not come with a dropper, so I bought the pipettes that I can take it out of the bottle. Hang on, I'm going to make a mess here and I'm going to get it all over my hands. There we go. But these, the pigment will settle, so you need to shake them because the pigment will settle on some of these, especially the like red and brown and stuff like that. They will definitely settle. Let me go get a pipette because I'm going to need one. I hate when I clean because all my stuff gets moved around. It just annoys me. Hang on, I got to get one. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. I had some of these out and then I put them away. That's what was making me mad. And I'll just put them out in little medicine cups. Okay. You have a set of the Martins? Yeah, I would say they're all okay inks. Not, I'm certainly not somebody to make a recommendation. I would talk to somebody who uses a lot more ink than I do. For my fountain pens, I need some water. I just order ink off jet pens and read the reviews. But man, you can get some nice inks off jet pens. Real nice. Most of them clean up with water until they're dry. And when they're dry, they're permanent then. See that one, I really should have shook it more. I can see the pigment on the pipette. I should have shook the hell out of that, but it's okay. We're going to use it like it is. All right, I'll use the one that Suzanne's going to get first. Let me turn this on. I'm getting to be a real mess here. Just load your pen up. Can you see that? Just load it up. Drop off the excess, obviously. Might be the ink. And it's amazing how long you can write with it. It stores quite a bit of ink. I probably should get out some like Zentangle patterns or something and show you that. Hang on, I've got a few here. I'll just do those. All right, this one's called Belle. I looked at it last night. I think it's pretty cool looking, so we'll just do it. There, it's flowing pretty good now. You're going to like your pen, Suzanne, I promise you. Hi, Jean. Can you guys see, or should I come down? I'm going to come down a little bit for you guys. I'm using dip pens today, Jean. Suzanne ordered herself a glass dip pen, so I'm showing them. I'd be excited to get it too. And I don't know what you intend to do with yours, Suzanne, if you're going to draw with it or write with it. I don't know if I had to guess what size line this, and I'm just now running out of ink. So you can see how much ink loads up on it, okay? And I went ahead and brought some water in here to go ahead and clean it up. I mean, I could have loaded more ink right on that, but they clean up beautifully, and that's a nice thing. That's all you gotta do is dip it in the ink and let the excess drip off. Tangles and Dangles letters. Well, there you go. You got yourself a cool tool. Okay, so that I should show you some of the Bombay inks. Because you said you had the P.H. Martins, right? I goofed this one up, so we're going to turn this into a flower. This is the thing I like about Zentangle. You can just keep adding to it, adding to it. You like the pen, Josie? Yeah. This was a gift, so I was very lucky. I have seen them at a lot of art stores. You got a pale pink one? Very cool. Very cool. And I keep drawing to see how long the ink is going to last. It's amazing, really, how much ink loads up on it before it starts drying out. Okay, it's starting to dry now. So I just turned it and got some fresh ink. So okay, it didn't really want to make that that line so much. Scrapbook expos. I don't know. I would probably look online. Yeah, I would probably look online rather than wait and think I might find one at a scrapbook expo. Yeah, that's what I would do. All right. I had some fun tangles out last night. What did I do with them? They are nice, I have to say. If you guys want me to draw a Zentangle pattern, scream it out and I'll look it up and try and do it. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here doodling, messing with the pen for Suzanne. I could doodle all day long. For real. And that's what CB is doing all day long now. What are you up to now, CB? Are you still on E's? Last night I just drew random stuff. I started out looking for the ones that you had drawn yesterday and then got sidetracked. So next thing you know, I'm off drawing crazy stuff like that. Polite. Oh, potty people. I thought she said polite people are calling. I say, well, how do you know if they're polite? It certainly isn't me then. All right, I can tell when the pen starts dragging a little bit. You can tell that your ink is drying up. And then when you re-ink it, it feels so much better. But keep that in mind too, that when you re-ink it, your ink comes back darker than it was before. because you're laying down more ink. So keep your nib pretty well inked, Suzanne. TanglePatterns.com. You moved to the F's. Yay, you. I can't believe you limited yourself. I'm not sure I could limit myself. Oops, I'm off screen. I'm sorry. I got too much junk on the table. That's my problem. And when you feel like you're having to load a lot, I would clean my nib completely and start over. I didn't, but that's probably what I should have done. I can't give you a name of this design because I'm making it up as I go along. And actually, I've been wanting to do Zentangle, like this brown on maybe some tan paper. I think would look very cool. Yeah, I've got to wash this. $832 to do. You'll be shocked how quick it goes, CB. Some of them are really, really fast. Okay, I'm sorry. I do stuff off camera without you guys seeing it. How am I cleaning it? All this ink is water soluble. So I just dip it in water and the ink just dissipates. So, and then dry it with a napkin. I don't know if the rest of you have napkins around your house that look like this. I have them everywhere. They're in by the couch. But yeah, I just dip it in water and then dry it on a napkin. This is actually brown. Can you see? It has a lot of red in it, but it's actually a brown, a walnut brown, I think is what it said. I don't know what I did with the ink. Did I put it away? Yeah, I did. Well, it's just brown. It's just brown Daler-Rowney calligraphy ink is all it is. And it says shake lightly before use because the pigment does settle. So it's just brown. I thought I had some sepia somewhere too, but I don't know. Yeah, so I just dip it in water. It comes out pretty clean, and then just dry it. And the sleeve of your shirt looks like that. Well, that's what it is, Suzanne. Just Daler-Rowney calligraphy ink, and then just dip it in. And the more, of course, you dip in, the more ink you're going to have in reserve, right? And give it a sec, because it might want to drip. All right. I'm going to stop that for a minute. One nice thing about that is you can drop that in the water, and you don't have to worry about it rusting. You don't have to worry about nothing. So that's kind of a nice thing. All right, and I'm just going to quickly here, I've got some Crayola colored pencils. Well, I have my Prismas right here, so I'll just get one of them out. I just made it up, Jan. If you want it, copy it now, because, yep, I just made it up. I'm going to get out some my brown pencil and shade this real quick. That looks red. No, it's a good brown. Because actually the shading is my favorite part of tangling. Now I wish this was on the tan paper. Screenshot. Yep, screenshot. And colored pencil, of course, makes it a little bit harder because you can't just smear it with a tortillon, right? So I've either got to use a blender pencil to smush it out, or I don't even know where my blender pencil is. I may not even have one in this box. I got this little plain. Let's see if this will work. No, that's a piece of junk. It needs to go in the garbage right now. Yeah, that's going in the garbage. Draw rags. All right, let me look it up. Really, this is blowing my mind. Like, where is my blender pencil? Oh well, I guess I'll just use mineral spirits. And for those of you who haven't seen, this is just a little jar of mineral spirits. One of those little jelly jars that you, I don't know, they come in like Hickory Farm stuff or something like that. And I just use a tortillon. Clean it off first. Make sure you don't have any glue on it. This one has blue. I actually have these in every color, so I don't know why I'm using the blue one on the brown, but I'm gonna. I just wanted to see what it would do. It looks like the ink is actually moving. I didn't think it would, but I think it is. Maybe not. Let me see down here. I thought that pencil had a red tint to it, which the ink does anyway. Alright, if you guys want, you can move the ink a little bit with mineral spirits. I guess I've never tried that, so I don't know. No, that must have been, nope, it won't move. Never mind, I'm a big fat liar. Maybe not. Try it. I'm actually moving the colored pencil, is what I'm doing. I'll look up rags here in just a minute, Monique. There you go. Alright, I'll look up rags, R-A-G-Z. I think I actually have that in my book. A prescription bottle, yeah, I suppose that would work. You have to get one, though, that really gets a good seal, because the mineral spirits is going to want to evaporate quickly. That's one of the reasons it's really nice to use on your artwork, is it evaporates so quickly. You don't have to deal with the wet. I do have rags in my book already, so I can do that one. I'm not going to get out a straight edge and use a ruler or anything like that. You want me to continue using the brown ink? I've still got some out. It's actually kind of fun to use the pen. I have to say I haven't used it. Alright, here we go. This one's called Rags. R-A-G-Z. Rags. So you draw some parallel lines. I'm going to give myself a top up here.
Still screaming?
I am. Do you have words of wisdom that you'd like to impart to the ladies today? Robert?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have your hearing aids in?
Do what?
Do you have your hearing aids in?
No, I don't.
I knew that.
My ears are screaming so loud it wouldn't do any good.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that. Anyway, I said, do you have any words of wisdom you'd like to impart to these ladies?
Save your money.
Well, there you go. There's his words of wisdom. You're talking to women like me who are addicted to art supplies. Do you think that was good advice? Probably not.
Well, maybe I ought to say you should save your money.
They're saying hi, Robert Vaughn.
Get them all high.
Do I have Martins Van Dyke? Let me look. He said hi. You guys probably heard. Let me see if I have Martins Van Dyke. I have a lot of Martins, believe me. Black Martins, red violet. cherry red, white, green, blue.
What out in the garage?
I have the brown. Oh, nothing, hun. I was talking to telling my, okay, hun. No, I don't have the Van Dyke, I guess. I have the Bombay Brown, which, again, looks very red. But, yeah, that's the only one I have. It's the brown. Yes, save your money. He knows better than that, idiot. And I got these Liquitech inks. I think it was at Hobby Lobby on sale for really cheap, like $2 a bottle. So when you see stuff like that, buy it. It's worth it. Okay. So here I go. I'm going back to rags. The ink had probably dried by then. Okay, and they showed different variation of rags. So this one is very much like Betweed. We'll just do the ones with the lines. I might get some tone tan paper out if I'm going to be drawing with the brown, because I think the brown background would be awesome. Is this what you wanted, Monique? This one doesn't even need a card. It's so simple. I can tell the ink's getting thinner as I'm going. That's exactly what he meant, Jean. I did tell him the other day. Now, keep in mind, he just bought me my polys. I told him the other day. I suck so bad, you guys. I said, hey, you know what is coming up here within a month? And it was like the 15th or something, the 17th, something. He looked at me like with this blank look on his face, like, oh shit, what now? I said, my birthday is less than a month away. Oh, God. I need to start shopping for something really cool. I think I'll do the shadow all the way down. Yep, so he knows. Birthday month coming up. Woohoo! Actually, I have some stuff I'm going to do around the house that's going to cost me a bunch, so I probably won't go overboard on birthday. Yeah, you got to stay single down? That's funny, Jan. Yeah, like, oh God, what now? I need to get out a different brown. I am going to get out some tone tan paper, though. Did we get fun stuff?
No. Looks like bills.
We don't get bills in the mail.
What is that?
That's your notification for insurance, what they take out every month. Lots and lots of insurance stuff. You could draw a lantern on the tone paper. Okay, I could try that. Isn't that your... Oh, it's a card for one of the cars. So there's Rags. Let me see if I have a lantern. This one, I have to say, I really love this. I may draw it just because it looks so cool. I'm in big for the tone.
This is the insurance with the extra card for the pickup.
Did you take the other one out?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
getting ready to go put it in the pickup here pretty quick.
Yeah, but it's auto renewal, so nothing on our part. All right, looking. I know I have some. White would be really fun too. Here's the tone can. All right, I'm going to cut this because I'm not going to draw the entire sheet, I'm sure. Check out 4 dot. Okay. Hang on, let me trim the paper down because it's 9 by 12 and I know I'm not going to draw that much. Because I think I'm going to go ahead and draw the string. And we'll actually try and do a real piece of art here rather than just doodling like I've been doing. Shouldn't have done that. That's all right. We'll just... All right, I'm going to pull out a little bit. All right, which one was I going to look for? Lantern was first, and 4 dots, A, B, C, D, E, F. Do they do the 4 dots with, this is really a fun one too. The number 4, or do they spell it out, you guys? Here's lantern. I have the card for lantern, but I'm not sure that I do for 4 dots, CB. I like this flower vine. I think it looks very cool. And one of my very favorites now is Dillo. I just love that one. And I think that one will look really cool on this paper. So, they use 4 dots. See, something about that sounds familiar, but I don't see it in my book. So maybe I don't have the card. Maybe I've just seen it. I'm going to look again real quick. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here, so I'll look it up. No big deal. right, hang on, hang on. All right, while that's searching, I'll go ahead and draw fine or lantern real quick for Monique. You're not doing good with Dillo? Oh no, that was that was Dixo, Connie. I was calling it disco. Is that what you're talking about? Um, yeah, I think it was that one was DICSO, and I was calling it disco in my infinite wisdom. Oh, two bugs. That's right, Connie. You have a good memory, Connie. All right, here. This is kind of a, in my mind, I suppose you could do a whole design of them, but in my mind, this is more of a border pattern. But I'm going to go ahead and fill up this area right here. I went ahead and did just a string tangle um, to give myself some boundaries. So I'll go ahead and draw it. And there, as a border, they're showing it with the small line, big line, small line, big line. I think to fill up a whole area, I'm just going to fill it with lines and show you how I'm going to do it. And now this pen is not wanting to write. There we go. And I might goof up, and if I do, that's okay too. Try to keep the lines evenly spaced, I think would be the only rule here. And I'm trying to draw them as straight as I can, freehand. But you know me, I love me a good ruler. Because I'm going to fill up the whole space with lantern. Okay. So I'm just going to start in the middle because I think that will be the easiest, and then building out will be easier. So just pick a line, any line, draw down. Right, right. Now the whole design will shift, right? Because these are going to be your bottom lines. I know it's really dark, but I have lights on. Can't do anything about it, sorry. Oops, kind of goofed up there, but sorry, Charlie. Then it just becomes a matter of how do you want to fill it in, and on the website, they show different variations, so then you get to decide how you want to fill it in. I'm going to fill it in with the curly cues, I think. Yeah, that's a good idea, Suzanne. Okay, so I'm going to do this one. Excuse me. Oops. Sometimes my brain just has to stop and think because I think I just goofed up. Maybe not. Just didn't feel right. Yeah, sometimes my brain has to stop and catch up. As you add more, it just starts looking more and more complex, and it's really just the same strokes over and over and over. I'm not sure how to shade this one, because it doesn't have any real obvious shading pattern. Actually, I ordered a dot grid book. I mean, Eileen sent me the shit to do book, right? But I ordered that really big dot grid book, and I've been just cutting pages out of it, out of the back. It's numbered. If you want me to show it, I'll show it. But yeah, then I can get loose sheets of the dot grid. Okay, one thing you have to remember when you're using ink like this, don't rub your hand across your sheet because that ink is still drying. Hi, Ange. Thanks for letting me play in your swap. That's really swell of you. I'm going to get a different brown out, I think, because I don't like the redness of that other one. So I'm going to get a little bit darker, I think, brown out with a little bit less red in it. Dark brown sounds like a good color to me. I'm going to test so and see how much red is in it because I didn't particularly like that. Now I have to start thinking about what am I going to do for ATC swap? All right, so you said show it, please? Okay, show the book. Okay, I can do that. I ordered it off Amazon. I don't know what I paid for it. I just don't remember, but I know me, and it couldn't have been that much. But it's great big. It's 8.5 by 11-inch book, perfect bound. The dot grid is 1/4 inch, and it's got 400 pages. Well, 200 sheets of paper. And they count the front and the back as sheets. So, yeah, you get 200 sheets of this paper, dot grid, and it is numbered. It's set up like for a bullet journal or something like that. But I've been just taking the, see where you can see where I've cut pages out of it. And I just use it like regular paper then. It's just not 8.5 by 11-inch, you know, by then. Test your ink. Like there's a little bit of shine to this ink, so it looks like it could still be wet, but it's not. I'll pull you guys back down. Alright, I'm going to shade this like this part is going away, I think. Let's see if that'll work. I don't know if it'll work. We'll see. And I know it's hard to see it. You won't be able to see it until I spread it around a little bit. Okay. I think it's the same, Suzanne, honestly. It's 1/4 inch. And I think the shipbook is also 1/4 inch. I don't know if this is a good idea because now each line, the shaded area is alternating, which I don't really care. By the time the whole design's done, you can't see it anyway. Nope. Not that one. It would be that one and that one. All right, did I get them all? I think I did. All right, I'll hold it up and get it real close as I can, because that's pretty tiny. Is that what you wanted, Monique? You're half full. You've got 8 people already? Okay, cool. December 4th is the deadline. Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and shade around the edge. So it looks kind of like it's down in a hole, right? This still is pretty red, but that's all right. I'll live with it. So if you're interested in doing the ATC swap, she's limiting it to 18 people. So, yeah. But, you know, I'm going to say this in defense of all people who host swaps. When she tells you the deadline is December 4th, that's December 4th to have them to her. Not to mail them by December 4th. Means on your end, figure out when you have to mail them so they are in her hands before December 4th. Because poor Jennifer right now is in that boat of probably sitting around waiting for people to get their ATCs in, and believe me, there was ample time. So I know stuff happens, but invariably, and believe me, I've hosted a lot of them. Um, like people are mailing them after the due date. Sorry, that was my low rant. I'm over it now. Ghijkl. All right, I'm gonna put my card back. Let me see if 4 dots came up. Okay, I think I have seen that one. Is this the one, CB? Is that the whole finished design? It's just that? That can't be the whole design, is it? Well, if that's the whole design, I mean, it's nice and light, but I'm not a fan. Sorry. I'm going to draw this flower vine for you guys because it looks so complicated and it's so, so pretty. Tell me if that's what it was, CB, because, I mean, if you just want to see how to draw it, I'll be happy to draw it on a piece of paper, but, yeah, I'm feeling like I'm missing something here. Then again, this one is pretty much a border pattern. Do I want it on this or not? I don't see any place where it would really work well. I'll do this on this other sheet because this one is really cool. And it's easy to draw. I'm going to do it on this just to show you. Okay. Start out with some evenly spaced. I don't know what you call those. They're not teardrops. They're not exactly diamonds. What do you call those shapes? Eyeballs? Sideways eyeballs? Okay, it's a very busy tangle. Okay, I'm going to have to keep looking, CB. All right. 3 of these should do it for us. Okay. After you get your sideways eyeballs, draw a line, a curvy line going from the center one to the center of the one below it. Again, next to that to make like a vine. Come out the other side and do it again. And then, well, I should have drawn them closer together because now it's saying go back in and draw this design in between them. I was trying to draw it big so you guys could see it. Well, you can see it pretty good right there. A pointed oval. Very good, Jan. That's a good description. Okay. And then you turn the ones that are in between. Well, here, I'll just draw it for you. Go ahead and draw the petals out and make your flower. Where it goes underneath the vine itself, just draw underneath it. Alright, hang on, hang on. And then just go ahead and fill in the rest of the flower. If you want it that full, you don't have to have it that full. You could leave it like that if you want. See, doesn't that look like really, really complicated? And it was so simple. So that one was called Flower Vine. And that one truly is, I think, kind of a border pattern, you guys. It would be hard to fill up a whole large space with that. But yeah, I love that one because it just looks so complicated, and it's really not. And you could fill this in with the black ink or whatever. Or the brown ink, whatever color ink, you know. That wind must really be blowing out there because this house sounds like it's under fire from the acorns. So that's how I would finish that one. 4 dot, one word. 4 dot, one word. All right. I'm typing it in now. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, here we go. 4 dot. Takes it a minute to, yeah, there, now it's, all right, so you start with the little circle. Oh, that's cool looking. Let's give it a go, right? And then you wanted marquee. Let's see what that one is. M-A-R. Yeah, I don't have that one either. I'll have to look it up in a minute. All right, let's draw it first before I put it on the actual design. I want to see where, if I'm going to goof up, where it is I'm going to goof up. I like to know those things. All right, here we go. Start out with a small circle as your center. And it looks like draw 4 more ovals than circles. And it looks like, I think I already goofed up. They want them touching, it appears to me. So I'm going to start over. Sorry. All right, there we go. Then out from that, they're drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, a line of 4 circles out from each of the intersections. So that's where we're at right there, and a little circle. You could almost call that a nipple. But a little circle at the end of your bigger ovals. And then it shows from here. Okay, so it shows you from here drawing a hump into there. And there's one for each of the circles, right? This one might take a little practice, CB. It is cool though. Oops, I overlapped lines. That was not their intent, I'm sure. This one too would be better drawn large, I think. I think I started too small. Doesn't look like theirs at all. Yeah, it is hard to get in a tiny square, I agree. Because that doesn't look like theirs at all. Let's give it another go. We'll draw it bigger this time. Because that one looks interesting. The thing is, it's almost like you're starting circles or ovals where they've got a touch. Or what's going to determine how good your final design is, but we're going to go for it again anyway. And of course, with a lot of Zentangle, it depends on how uniform you draw. How it's going to come out, right? Curvy nipples, yep. Alright, that's where we're at so far, and I can already tell, like, these two circles, look at how imbalanced they are. It's not going to look great, I can already tell you, but that's alright. We're going to go for it. Another thing is, no, I did it right. Okay, I was going to say, I think I goofed up that last one because I did that, but I didn't. Never mind. Loading up with ink. Alright, so it shows you going from here down to the first one, coming in a little, going to the second one, third one, fourth one. I think I did a little better that time. But you can see, yeah. This one's definitely going to take some practice. But it's pretty enough, it might be worth it. Oh, you dope. Yeah, this one just practice, you guys. I think if you practice it, you could get it very nice. It's not horrible. I mean, it's okay. Um, and then on this one, I think I'm gonna like this. The variation they show here, that is very cool looking. So I will definitely continue practicing this one because I like it. I think it has a ton of potential. The problem is, like, this is a single tangle that is almost in a design in itself. Um, and I'm not sure how repetitive, how it lends itself to be repetitive is, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Um, that would be the only thing I think. But it is a very cool design. And sometimes it's hard to tell if you like a tangle until you shade it. Yeah, see, now I think it's getting a little bit more interesting just having messed with it a little bit. Yeah, I think it has a ton of potential. All right. I'm glad I didn't do that directly on the tone tan paper because yeah, I'm not sure I would be loving that right now, but I think it has a ton of potential for real. But I have to practice it and get better. And I'm going to lift up some of that graphite here in just a second. Oh, there's my kneaded eraser. All right, what was the other one I was supposed to look up? I'll ask her, Ange, but I don't know. She's funny about stuff like that. I mean, I don't know why, but yeah, I will definitely tell her she needs to get her butt in the swap. No guarantees, however. She's only participated in a few things that I was shocked when she did Dee Dee's zine swap, and I was wanting the other day to do another zine swap. I loved them so much. I think one of the things is I didn't do my ovals oval enough, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. So that was called 4 Dots. I will come back and revisit that. I have absolutely no influence over her, Ange, none. But she bosses me around like crazy. But I will ask her to join. All right, so that one is 4 Dots. Yeah, I'd love to do another zine swap. That was the name of the pointy oval. All right, so can you think of another one that you want? You want me to do 2 Bugs Humping? I like that. Let's see what we got going on here. I really like this one. I'm going to do it again. I think I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh, Marquis. That's right. Marquise. Oops. Turned it off. How long have I been on, you guys? Like 3 hours already? Yeah, I've almost been on 3 hours. God. Where does the time go? I'll look up Marquis real quick. It's coming up with a bunch of Zentangle art, but is that on tanglepatterns.com? Oh, this one looks cool. Scalloped. Oh, I'll be doing that one later. Look at how cool that one is. Can you see? Yeah, I like that one. All right, note to self. Oh, okay, I get it. All right. It's the name of the pointy oval. Okay, thank you very much. God. Duh. It's called a marquee, is what you're saying. The pointy oval does have a name. It's not pointy oval. I get it now. Duh. I don't care, CB, just throw one at me and let's see if we can do it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and help. Was it Suzanne? Did you say that you were having a hard time with Dillo? I'm going to go ahead and just start one. I really do like this tangle. Oops, I already goofed up. That's all right. Florina. I don't think that's in my book because I don't remember seeing it, but let's look. Florina. Florina, Florina. All right, I'm going to have to, some of mine are not in alphabetical order. I mean, they're in the F's, but they've gotten out of alphabetical order. That's why I have to look so long. You can tell CB's doing the F's. Florina, Zentangle. Let's see what we get. Oh, that one is cute. Let's give it a go. I'm going to finish that one, the brown one, as an actual piece of art. So my practice I'll just keep doing on here. And then later on tonight I'll make a card for it if it's something I want to keep, right? I'm not going to, my recording's going to go off here shortly, guys. And then I probably need to get busy doing something. I've been sitting here on my butt drawing all day, literally all day. And pull out just a hair. Alright, you draw yourself a curved line, it looks like. I'm going to go over it and make it darker, and I might have to clean this pen. Draw a line down and a line over. At the bottom of your line, you make 4 helicopter rotors. I'm going to clean this pen. It's sticking real bad. You can't get the crispness or the curve. Hang on. We'll do it quickly here in just a second. Alright. Alright, so at the bottom, you make 4 helicopter blades, it looks like. Or flower petals, whatever. Okay. And a stem coming down, it looks like. And then up here, from your helicopter blades to the top of the flower, to the top of the flower, draw a curved line. It's looking pretty goofy. And then, what the hell? Oh, never mind. Goofed up. Goof up, right there. Goof up. Are you going to stream, Ange? Oh, cool, Ange. That would be awesome. Yeah, let me go ahead and finish this design. All right, let's give it a go again. So you draw a curved line up. A 90-degree angle, it looks like. The helicopter blades. Or flower petals, whichever you prefer. A stem coming down. Now, pay attention. From your helicopter blades to the top of the flower, or the top of the original curved line, draw a curved connecting line. Sorry, I'm off screen. I'm getting more ink. The pen is starting to drag. And Suzanne, that's something you'll learn after you play with it a few times. That when the pen starts dragging, it's wanting ink. Otherwise, it flows pretty smooth. All right, that's what I goofed up. I didn't draw that original line. So in between these two, it's wanting horizontal lines. And I'm thinking you can draw this skinny, fat, any way you want. I'm drawing it more fat than it's shown. And you can tell where I turned my pen when the ink started getting darker. So I'll go back and fix it up here where I was using a dry part of the pen. You'll get the hang of it, Suzanne. Okay. Then, from here, it's showing, draw a hump at the top and come down to there again. Same on the other side. I would have, if I'd have paid attention, I'd have drawn that humpier, but oh well. And if you don't do them perfect the first time, who cares? It's paper and ink. Throw it away and try it again. I'm thinking so too, CB, that there probably is an easier way to draw this, but it's okay. And I guess you draw as many of these as you want, and then when you want to, when there's space in there and you want to finish the design off, connect the two sides of the design. And add some dots or whatever in there. So it ends up looking like a flower. That is a very cute one, CB, I agree. The first time I tried it, I never like it. It takes multiple times. And I'm not sure what starting out with that crazy 90-degree thing is about. But what you doing? Who did that?
I don't know. I found it out there in the garage.
You know, this was at your mother's house, Robert. I'm wondering if your grandfather did it.
Could have very well been.
Look at what Robert just brought in. It's a little fox painted on wood. I remember doing that. Whoever did it didn't sign it, but it seemed I remember seeing this at your mother's house.
I think my grandfather probably did.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Yeah, I'm wondering too. Well, it had a little label back here at one time, Robert. Who knows? Your mother could have bought it, whatever. All right. You get to decide what happens with that. Don't dump it. Don't bring it in here and dump it on me. You get to decide if it's a family heirloom or if it's not.
you wanna keep it, you keep it. If you don't, throw it away.
You do what you want with it, it's yours. I have so much stuff around here, Robert Vaughn.
I'll hang it out there in the shop for a while, I guess. Got a wire on the back of it.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody had it hung at some point, so it makes me wonder if it wasn't your grandfather or something. Robert's grandfather was a really, really good woodworker. We have clocks all over the house that his grandfather made. So he was kind of a crafty kind of guy. That's why I thought first of his grandfather, because I don't think his grandmother was that crafty. He took it back out to the garage. It's not going in the house. I have too much stuff already. And if whoever did it had signed it and we knew it was his grandfather, then I probably would offer it to the granddaughter, what his granddaughter or something like that. But now we don't know whose it is, so you can't pass it off as his grandfather's work. So there you go. There's your lesson for if you want your life's work preserved, you better sign it. All right, I'm liking this second attempt better. And you could really, honestly, at any point stop. Too cute to throw away? Well, see, that's the problem. You save stuff because it's too good to throw away. If I would put it in the thrift store stuff. And then if somebody wanted it, maybe the church could make some money off it or something. But I have so much stuff around here, you guys. I've got to start getting rid of it. And I have to be selective about what I want to keep. It's kind of like Dee Dee produces so much art. At some point, just housing the art becomes more than I really want to do. All right, now this one is a lot better. A lot better. So, yeah. Yeah, and then the open one, they show with, this one I actually will draw a little. So, yeah. So that one was called Florina. I'll make a card for that one tonight. But again, that is an individual design. Would you fill up a whole area with that? They show it down here as a tangle, just one small little drawing with that kind of as the centerpiece, which is not horrible. So anyway, let's go over to Ange's and let Ange stream because really I've used about my time up and I have almost no brown ink left. Maybe Monday I'll get out the pens again. Yeah, Philip is a floral bunch or something, yeah. So, anyway, now I have a mess to clean up and I have to finish my Inktober. And now I have tangles that I've got to do tonight. And I'm getting a headache, which means I probably need food. That's what I'm thinking. So Suzanne, when you're doing Dillo, I don't know how to explain how to get your your curves straight. I'm trying to think how to tell you to do that. I guess just like practice circles or something. I'm going to do a big one coming out this way. It's not quite a circle. I don't know. Yeah, just practice. And it probably is far better than you think. You're probably being pretty harsh on yourself, would be my guess. I'll bet it's better than you think. Alright, this pen is not wanting to puke out ink right now. There we go. No, Connie, it's tanglepatterns.com. Hi, Beanie. You have your watercolor pens done, you're logging off, but we're going over to Angie's, so it's tanglepatterns.com. Some of these that we did today may not be on there, but it is a great place to start for patterns. And then the other one is the black hole of the world called Pinterest. You'll get some good patterns either place. And, if you're a beginner, go ahead and type in beginner, because I noticed last night, and I meant to say this to you guys, I did notice last night that if you type in beginner, you will get some easier patterns. So, yeah, like, start off easy. Don't start with the hardest ones. The hardest ones probably look really cool and you want to do those, but really don't discourage yourself. Like, don't set yourself up for failure. Do some easy ones first, and reward yourself. I'm liking this one. But yeah. And you don't have to draw this with straight lines. I'm going to go ahead and draw one on top of the other one, like the other day when I was talking about two bugs humping. So yeah, you avoid, if you don't want to fall into a black hole, Beanie, that's probably good advice, for real. Because, oh my gosh, you get on there, you may never come up for air. I'm not sure if everybody in chat has Angie's link. So if you don't, ask somebody in chat to put it in for you. Because I think it's just go to Ustream and type in Angie's place. Um, and I'm going to sit here and finish messing with this. And then do what I do every day, get us something to eat. Yep, my recording is up, so it's time to go over to Angie's house. Okay, thank you, Ange. We'll see you over there. Beanie is Jeannie. Okay. Oh my gosh. How can you draw and read chat? Acting all polite like and formal. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Jeannie. Let me stop the recording.